Shalom, this is news from Jerusalem. So, sir, what is your name?
My name is Aaron Stark.
Aaron, let me ask you a few questions this morning. What do you think about so-called peace?
But let's make it more personal because we're in the middle of the street, so I'll talk to you more in a...
What do you think about peace?
In a philosophical sense or in a practical sense.
What do you think about Abu Mazen and the so-called Palestinians? Look at the camera.
These are big questions. I personally don't have much hope for the Palestinians as a people. When I think of them as a people, of all what they've done until today, first of all, I don't know where to start exactly from. I have very strong opinions about this, and this is from living in Israel since I was a little boy and serving in the military and everything. There is no Palestinian people. This is not, for me, a historical fact. Palestine was the name the Brits called this area. The Arabs that I've worked with a lot in my life, I used to work in construction and I used to have a fish store. The Arabs are divided like in ancient times into clans, what they call Khamula. They have nothing that bonds them. That's why we see all the Arab countries falling apart around us, because they are tribal countries. They are like people in Europe 1,000 years ago. In this structure, if they had appreciation for democratic values or modern values among themselves, women's rights, people's rights, if they were able to transfer from their tribal state into, then maybe we could cut a deal with this.
Now let me ask you a question. Are they a civilized people or not?
They are not a civilized people in the sense that the Western world sees this.
In Western standards, we understand that the women have no rights and
no,
so on.
But it's more than that. I talk about a family structure society, that the power is goes between the strong family. Okay, all the big leaders in the Palestinian Authority. These, if you went 20 years ago, these people were the big, how do you say, like mafia families. This power is not distributed between the people. If you go to a classical Arab village, they maybe have 3 or 4 last names at the most. These are tribal.
And they're the heads of the community.
Exactly.
Now, what do you think about Abu Mazen?
So for me, Abu Mazen...
What do you think about Abu Mazen?
In general, I think that he's a weak character. I think that he's, you know, in history, a lot of people get maybe an unjust opportunity. He fell between the chairs. That's where he is right now.
So what is he doing with all these millions of dollars that he's obtaining, not just from America, but from the EU and other powers that be that are going and sending money to this so-called treasury?
But this is nothing new. When the world recognized the Palestinians as the people with Yasser Arafat, his bank's account swelled to billions. Until today, this money that he took, there's no transparency. When you go into a tribal structure, like with Afghanistan and this, you know, it's been portrayed to the West by left-wing activists, and like the Palestinians are, you know, just the people. Yes, we all care of the suffering of the people. We're all very humane. As Jews, we've been prosecuted for 2,000 years. No one suffered like we suffered, and we never raised up in arms and blew up innocent people in revenge. But I have no hope for them. I have no hope in the sense that they're stuck on a tribal sense. Peace has to be a two-way road. You need to have 2 men, 2 gentlemen, to shake hands, you can make peace. But when you have one man that he has values, life values, structure, values, democracy.
But there's none, because Abu Mazen continues to glorify terrorism, and he supports some part
I don't
of
even see that in that way. I don't even see it in that way.
But regardless.
But for me, that's a Western way of looking. For me, Abu Mazen...
But I live here now, and I see it from the inside.
But don't idealize him. He represents... He's throwing bones to the mafia around him.
He has to.
Exactly.
In order to survive that power structure that he has.
Now, that's what I'm talking about. That he comes out of default, whether he supports, that's why you can't make peace with someone like this. Because if they tell you they'll stop,
I personally would not negotiate with a known supporter of terrorism that wants to go ahead and send money to so-called terrorists that are here in prison. But he's supporting that structure.
But me, maybe I'm a young man, but I'm less. I'm less.
Been around the block.
I'm less ideological than you are.
Do I want peace? I want peace.
No.
I can't find it.
But I'm willing.
Only way I can.
But if you want to, just my opinion from being in my experience, is that I less tend to idealize. I'm willing to look at my enemy through his eyes.
But if you get on a bus and a terrorist comes and blow
I have
you
my
away,
friends blowing up, and I've been on buses.
I have friends that have children that have been killed
Yes.
by terrorist attacks here in Israel.
But for me, that's the personal side. When I come to meet you on the table, if we're fighting,
Would I eat bread with an Arab?
What's
you?
that?
Would
What's
you
that?
eat bread with an Arab?
one second. But if I wanted to eat bread with you, I could put the personal disputes aside. Big enemies have talked. That's not my problem. My bigger problem
Ideology.
is it's worse than that. It's structure. Abu Mazen is a weak character playing to many mafias. He will he will tell them one day, terrorism, one day, anything that goes, because there is no structure behind. This will always fail. There is no chance. This is bullshit. So, because this is bullshit, it doesn't matter what he says or what he doesn't say.
Resolution 242 of the United States resolution doesn't even mention a so-called Palestinian people. I'm kind of wondering where the so-called Palestinian people came from. And I understand history came from Herodian, and he decided that he wanted to persecute the Jews by naming Israel Philistine or Philistine. This is real. LCP, Independent News, Yerushalayim, Israel. Shalom.
Okay.